Let's do this theory very fast. Functions are reusable pieces of code that run when you call them. Many programming languages come with built-in functions that make it easier to get started. Python is no exception. We've already covered some built-in functions like print. Help built-in function is input. You prompt the user for input. Name input, it's your name. Hello, name. Okay. Def is an example of a custom function named hello that prints the string hello world in the terminal. Def hello, print hello world. Notes the indentation before print, as you may recall from previous. It's another simple function that prints the sum of two numbers to the terminal. So wait. I get the input. On the other hand, int converts number, boolean, and numeric to integer. You can also write your own custom functions to do that. Use the def function. Then you want a pair of parent and a colon. Okay, not semicolon, you write the code function. You should run the code function. As the function body here is an example of a custom function. Okay, to run function you need to call it with its name followed by a pair of parentheses. Hello. Def calculate sum, a print. Okay, calculate sum has a. Okay, 3 and 4. Give you calculate sum. Functions also use special return keyword to exit the function and return a value if you don't explicitly use return none by default. So none. So you can see calculate sum, return. Okay. Term of function by. I think it's none. None. What is the term of placeholder variable in a function? I'd go with argument, but I don't know. I haven't read. You know why I'm not reading? Because I am used to. I already know JavaScript, so this feels natural to me. Called parameters. Do we have a parameter here? What keyword is used to define a custom function in Python? What? Define def. Okay. What is scope in Python and how does it work? In Python, scope determines the point at which you can access a variable. It's what controls the lifetime of a variable and how it's resolved. It's resolved in different parts of the code. To correctly determine scope, Python follows the LEGB rule, which stands for the following: local scope, variables defined in functions or classes. Enclosing scope, variables defined in enclosing or nested functions. Global scope, variables defined at the top level of the model or file. Built-in scope, reserved names in Python for predefined functions, models, keywords, and objects. Python uses the LGB to resolve the scope of the variable. We'll dive into each of these rules so you get a better understanding of the process. Local scope means that a variable declared inside a function or a class can only be accessed within that function or class. Okay, so this is inside the function. Note the indentation. Okay. The function, seriously? Yep. Enclosing scope means nested inside another function and can access the variables of the function it's nested within. Function that nests inside another. So def print message in a function. So it can access, yep, other function below there. Okay. In this example, the inner function can freely access the message inside. Okay. I know. Other function. Okay. What's happening? Okay. And message. So now inner function, other function, name, res is not defined because it's inside, right? The inner function can't really access. Okay, however, note that the outer functions cannot access variables defined within any nested functions. Okay, that's because res is locally scoped. Inner function also, outer function tries to print for inner function scope. One solution is to initialize res inner function. Okay. Solution is to initialize res non-local modification of a variable Okay. Global scope refers to variables that are declared outside of any function or classes which can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Def show clear. This is clear. Locally scoped variable defined inside the function globally accessible. You can use the global keyword. Def global myvar 2 and show vars 10 7 and then. Okay. Global value access anywhere in there. Okay. You can also use the global keyword to modify a global variable. Indentation refers to all of Python built-in and are available anywhere in your program. Okay, local enclosing global built-in. Okay, what does the non-local keyword mean? A variable is a new local prevents a variable modifying a variable from an enclosing function. I think this one. Which keyword can you use to modify a global in Python? Global. Okay, that'll be it for the uh, theory. I'm going to be with you in a second in build and apply discount function for the last video of today. Bye.